Please repeat. सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, कर ले बंदे ये शुभ काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, कर ले बंदे ये शुभ काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। शिव आएंगे तेरे काम, शिव आएंगे तेरे काम। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। खुद को राख लपेटे फिरते, खुद को राख लपेटे फिरते, औरों को देते धन धान, औरों को देते धन धान। देवों के हित विष पीडाला, देवों के हित विष पीडाला। नीलकंठ को कोटि प्रणाम, नीलकंठ को, नीलकंठ को कोटि प्रणाम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। शिव आएंगे तेरे काम, शिव आएंगे तेरे काम। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव के चरणों में मिलते हैं, शिव के सारे तीर्थ चारों धाम, सारे तीर्थ चारों धाम। करनी का सुख तेरे हाथों, करनी का सुख तेरे हाथों। शिव के हाथों में परिणाम, शिव के, शिव के हाथों में परिणाम, शिव के हाथों में परिणाम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। शिव आएंगे तेरे काम, शिव आएंगे तेरे काम। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव के रहते कैसी चिंता, शिव के रहते कैसी चिंता, साथ रहे प्रभु आठों याम, साथ रहे प्रभु। शिव को भजले सुख पाओगे, शिव को भजले सुख पाओगे, मन को आएगा आराम, मन को आएगा आराम, मन को आएगा आराम, मन को आएगा आराम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, शिव आएंगे तेरे काम, शिव आएंगे तेरे काम। ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 नमः शिवाय। ओम हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। 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 In our Bal Vihar curriculum, one of the major reflection which happens is on Itihasa and Purana. Itihasa, in particular, Ramayana and Mahabharata, and thankfully Purana, only Srimad Bhagavatam. If you look at other Puranas, it is not easy to understand. We need lot of faith, lot of guidance to understand what does the story mean. Fortunately, Puja Gurudev, Puja Guruji, they have encouraged us to stay with Srimad Bhagavatam. That will include everything, whatever we have to reflect and get from that text. So today we are going to reflect on one small portion in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Samudra Manthanam. Initially I thought, I have 1 hour, Samudra Manthanam, how will I discuss for 1 hour? Then when I started reading verse by verse, I said we can even do 7-day talk only on Samudra Manthanam. So many stutis are there, Brahmaji stutis. Entire Vedanta he covers in that one stuti. But before we enter into the story, a little bit about the word Purana. Purana means Pura api Nava iti. It is ancient, yet new. It is ancient, yet it is new. In our Upanishad Ganga episode that used to come, there was a tagline. It is ancient, yet new, meant for you. Because the beauty of the story is such, it happened at some point. But if we do reflection in the right way, with guidance, we will realize the message is applicable right here, right now in my life. That is the beauty of Puranas. So whichever story we are teaching children or we ourselves are studying, there are 3 layers to that story. One layer is the historic layer. It happened at some point. Second is, in the society outside, same thing is happening right now. One is historic. Second is, in the society I can see it. Third is, within my mind, same thing is happening right here, right now. Shall we take an example? Rama Ravana Yuddha. In which yuga did it happen? Treta Yuga. Bhagavan Rama was there in Treta Yuga, so Rama Ravana Yuddha happened in Treta Yuga. Even now, today, in the society we see noble people and ignoble people at war with each other. Who is noble, who is ignoble, that's a different matter. But we see, just like Bhagavan Rama and Ravana fought in Treta Yuga, there are noble people and ignoble people at war with each other in the society. So historic layer, society layer. Third one is inside my mind, virtues and vices. They are at war. We have studied Atma Bodha, right? Or heard about Atma Bodha. Do you remember any Ramayana shloka in Atma Bodha? Tirtva moharnavam hatva ragadveshadi rakshasan yogi shanti samayuktah atma ramo virajate. Shankaracharya says, the Rakshasa has come and kidnapped Shanti. Shanti means inner peace. Who are the Rakshasas? Ravana, Kumbhakarna. Raga and Dvesha. Attachment and hatred. Aversion. Tirtva moharnavam. The sadhaka crossed over the ocean of delusion. Moha means delusion, Arnava means ocean. And found Sitaji. Got united with Sitaji, Yogi Shanti Samayukta. Who is Sitaji? Inner peace, Shanti. Then he becomes not Ayodhyavasi Rama, Atma Rama. Atma Ramo Virajate. So Rama Ravana Yuddha happens inside, where Sita ji is kidnapped in the form of Shanti. So that is the beauty of Itihasa and Purana. Every story will have 3 layers. And more we start thinking about it, a lot of new things we will discover. How that story applies in the society. How does it apply in my own life? That is this Purana. So one day in Vaikuntha Loka, Indra Bhagwan was sitting on his Airavata. He had just conquered Asuras, some battle he had won. Right in front, Durvasa Rishi was coming. Indra should have known, whenever Durvasa Rishi is around, be careful. Don't say something, don't do something by which you will have to regret later. Durvasa Rishi had one mala with flowers which would never wilt. Description of malas in Srimad Bhagavatam is very surprising. Later on we will see when Lakshmi Devi goes with her mala for Bhagwan Vishnu and puts it on Bhagwan also. The shlokas it is said, there were bees hovering around that mala. I was wondering how she put it on Bhagwan Vishnu. The point is, the flowers were so delicate, so fragrant, that even after it was made, bees were hovering around it. So Durvasa Rishi had that mala, and he says Indra Bhagwan is the king of Devatas. He gives it to Indra Bhagwan. Indra Bhagwan doesn't do pranam. He's just won a battle. He says, oh, Rishi has come. He takes it. And in his over-excitement, he puts that mala on Airavata. Now, what does an elephant know? Who is Durvasa? What is mala? How to take prasada? Airavata just takes it, puts it down, steps on it. That was it. Durvasa Rishi gets so angry. First of all, it is said, prasada should be given only to that person who reveres it. It's a very sacred blessing. So it was given to Indra. He said, you did not have any reverence for the prasada which I gave. Your pride has gotten into your head. Because of that, may you become Nisteja. Nisteja means what? Whatever powers you have, whatever spiritual brilliance you have, all of that may it go away. Every line of Purana has a deep message. Whatever brilliance might be there with somebody, it is come because of someone, it can be taken away also by someone. So Indra Bhagwan, he is Teja. Durvasa Rishi says, may everything go away. Now Devatas, the way to make them Nisteja, the way to take away their power is, in people's mind, faith should be removed. Faith in dharmic actions, faith in doing yajnas, faith in worshipping Devatas, if that goes down, naturally Devatas become toothless. They lose all their power. So over here also, all yajnas, everything, they started going down. People started becoming less and less dharmic. And Devatas were into a lot of difficulty. One thing to keep in mind, Devatas represent Daivi Sampatti, good values. What was the thing in Bhagwan Indra which made him lose his Teja? His own pride. Whenever pride increases, whenever ego increases, what goes away is Daivi Sampatti. Whatever good values might be there, and what gives us Teja? Pride or Devi Sampatti? Daivi Sampatti. Whatever value a person can practice, even if it is one value, that value will bring all teja in that person. See, Mahatma Gandhi ji held on to one value but uncompromisingly. Ahimsa. There is a story where he goes to London representing the Congress, and everybody is given standing instruction. The speaker, he gives the standing instruction to the Parliament, British Parliament. When he comes inside, nobody will stand up. And when Gandhiji enters, the speaker himself stands up. That is teja. It did not come because of pride or ego. It came because of value. Whenever ahankara increases, Daivi Sampati becomes nisteja. So now, when you are telling this story or we are reflecting on this story, there are two questions which often get raised. One question is, you call all these people rishis. If they are rishis, why do they curse? The moment you start Srimad Bhagawatam, first story is Parikshit Ji Maharaj gets cursed. What are some other famous curses? Huh? Ahalya Ji's curse is there. So that is one question to think. All of you can think. Second is, Jaya Vijaya, good. Second is, if Devatas were so great, so noble people, why do they keep slipping? Why do they become nisteja? Then what is the difference between Asuras and Devatas? What is the difference between the journey of Asuras, journey of Devatas? Okay, two questions. What is the first one? Why do rishis curse? Okay. We have one more session in the afternoon, right? The Q&A we discuss. So in that, if you have thoughts, do let me know. And the second one is, what does it mean? What is the symbolic meaning of Devatas getting defeated? How does it compare with Asuras getting defeated? Okay. Now by this time, Shukdev Ji Maharaj is telling this story to Parikshit Ji. Parikshit Ji says, please don't stop here. Tell me what happened next. Devatas became nisteja. Did they get their power back? How did they get their power back? Who was responsible in getting them their power back? Dusari rati mama katha prasanga. One of the nature of a devotee is he wants to hear more about Bhagwan's glories. Never gets tired. So Parikshit Ji Maharaj is telling, please tell me about this Leela of Bhagwan, which is called as Samudra Manthanam. And tell me elaborately what happened. So Shukdev Ji Maharaj continues, he says, all Devatas, when they became nisteja, they realized any Asura can come and defeat them. All wealth, power they had, everything went away. They did not know what to do. But one thing about Devatas is, whenever they are in difficulty, first they go to Brahmaji. All of them go to Brahmaji, who lives in Mount Meru, Mount Sumeru, in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the address given of Brahmaji. And they go there and they say, this is what is happening. People are not doing yajna. We have lost all our power. Brahmaji says, Yasyavataramsha kala visarjita vrajama sarve sharanam tamavyayam. The one in whose tiniest part we all live. that Bhagwan who is so great, in one tiny part, from that all our shariras, all our lokas have emerged. To that Bhagwan, we have to surrender. Don't try to break your head on trying to find a solution. Just surrender to Him, let Him give you the solution. Then he gives beautiful description of Virata Purusha. How that Bhagwan is not only with one form, but He alone governs, has become this creation. If I had more time, I was thinking about one activity. If I were to teach this stuti to youngsters, this is how I would think. If you read that stuti, you will find around 4 to 5 shlokas which touch your heart. The way Brahmaji has described Bhagwan Vishnu, that description itself is very unique and beautiful. Now we can pick 4 or 5 shlokas, remove the Sanskrit part. You will find English translation just of that stuti. And bring it up on a slide or whatever it is. Ask children to read that English translation. And ask them, tell me one adjective for this paragraph. What can you summarize this paragraph as? One shloka, English translation only. So there will be different adjectives: becoming small in front of God, having love for Bhagwan, understanding His power. Every paragraph will have different adjectives. If you put all adjectives together, that will become the attitude in prayer. When I pray to God, how should I pray? He said, just compile all those adjectives. So you are deconstructing this stuti by having those adjectives, then reconstructing the bhava of how to pray. Because directly that stuti might be a little difficult to understand. If you have background of Vedanta, it's a great joy. But if somebody is not having that background, just pick those verses which are neutral. Doesn't involve any technical concept. And then come up with one word. How do you see this paragraph as? That is the perfect, that is the precise bhava, emotion that we need while praying. Then Brahmaji describes this, says, let us all go to Vaikuntha. There they go and start praying. It is said when Devatas reach Vaikuntha, although they had heard so much about Vaikuntha, but nobody could see anything there. Brahmaji had to give them divine vision to see Vaikuntha Loka, and when they did this stuti, Bhagwan manifested amidst all the Devatas. There is one very popular statement in Ramcharitmanas. Lord Shiva says this: Hari Vyapaka Sarvatra Samana. Is God there in this harmonium or not? Yes. You say yes. In this podium? Yes. In this hall? Yes. In all of us? Yes. He is there. Is He there more in harmonium and less here, or more here and less here? He says no. Hari Vyapaka Sarvatra Samana. Bhagwan is all pervading in the same way in this whole universe. But unfortunately, we cannot see Him directly. So when will He manifest? Premate pragata hoi mein jana. Whenever a devotee calls on to Bhagwan with love, Bhagwan manifests right there amidst all of them. So all of the Devatas, they do this stuti. The last line of this stuti is very nice. It's a refrain which keeps coming. Parasidatam Brahma Maha Vibhutihi. May Bhagwan be pleased with us. Prasidatam Brahma Maha Vibhutihi. I was telling about some neutral shlokas, right? There are some that I picked. Brahmaji says, whatever action we do without love for God is only exhaustion and agitation. Towards the end of the stuti, he is praying to Bhagwan, minus devotion to you, O Lord, whatever we do is only exhaustion. And the one which is done with devotion, even if it's the smallest action, he says it will never go in vain. That is the beauty of bhakti. It brings meaning to the smallest action which is done. And one more shloka is there. He says, we spend so much time pleasing people. We spend so much time trying to make everyone happy. He says, Bhagwan, just like if you water a plant at the root, the entire tree is taken care of. You don't have to water the leaf separately, the fruit separately. You water the root, the whole tree is taken care. Like that, he says, if we are able to please God, we don't have to please this whole world. Because Bhagwan alone is appearing as this world. If he is pleased, everything is good, whole world is pleased for us. If whole world is pleased and Bhagwan is not pleased with me, it will not last too long. That is the stuti Brahmaji does, and Bhagwan appears with this. Now Shukdevji tells Parikshitji Maharaj, Bhagwan is so powerful, he can do Samudra Manthanam by himself. He doesn't need devatas, doesn't need asuras. But if he had to do it that way, my story would end right now. You only said you want to hear Bhagwan's glories. That is why he does Leela. If he did not do Leela, whose stuti would we do? So now Bhagwan is there and he gives advice to Devatas. First he tells Devatas, right now, time, destiny is in favor of Asuras. Now is not your good time. You are not in a position of demanding anything. So what is the best thing that you can do? He says, go and forge a friendship with Asuras. Indra Bhagwan frowned a little. But he said, if Bhagwan is saying, let me not question it. Bhagwan says, the first and foremost thing is, you should get your work done. If you are in a position of authority, position of responsibility, getting the work done is your foremost priority. If it needs you even to forge a friendship with your so-called enemy, he says, so be it. Coalition government. This is the same Leela happening outside. What is the main priority? Get your government up and running. For that, if you have to build a friendship with someone whom you don't get along well with, it's still okay. You know, there is a very strange example given in Bhagavatam. Don't share this in Bal Vihar, okay? Only one line Shukdevji says, just like the friendship between snake and rat. You start scratching, what is snake and rat? What is the connection here? There was a basket. And for some reason, snake and rat happened to be there in the same basket. Now that snake told the rat, you are capable of cutting a hole through the basket. Why don't you do it? That way you can escape. After that, I will also escape. Both of us will escape. So that rat cut a hole in the basket. Then the snake ate that rat and came out of that basket. That's why I warned you. Don't give this example. See, some example, it is called as Gramya Dosha. Gramya Dosha means when you explain it, it might look counterintuitive. But it is not given to say that we have to be distrustful. It is given to emphasize the point, get your work done first. That is the main connection with the story and the point that they want to illustrate. So the child should not walk away with this point that it is okay to be distrustful. That is not what Bhagavatam is saying. What it wants to emphasize is we should get our work done first. So Bhagavan tells, go and build a friendship. If you want to do any great work, you cannot do it alone. You need a cooperative endeavor of everybody. If you don't become their friends, at least have working relationship. As far as work is concerned, we are together. So all of them come together and they start this thinking of how to start planning now. You know, one thing to note here is, Bhagavan could have given them Amrutam directly. Lord of the universe, you think he has to churn the ocean to get that Amrutam to give them? But that is how Bhagavan blesses. His blessings never come directly to anybody. The result will not be given as a blessing. 80% hard work, devotees. No, 20% hard work, devotees side. 80% grace, Bhagavan's side. But the catch there is, 20% hard work comes first. Unless we start, Bhagavan says, result I will not give. So now Bhagavan guides them. He doesn't just tell them build a friendship. He tells them what to do with that friendship. He says you have to churn Kshira Sagara, milky ocean. First put some herbs, aushadhi. He tells them a list of things which you have to put there. Then he says, this is a big project. You cannot just get an ordinary churning rod. Mount Mandrachala we have to bring. And the rope is going to be Vasuki, the queen of snakes. She will become the rope for this churning. Now Bhagavan gives Devatas some beautiful tips. You can take this in corporate setting also. Whenever we are together in a team and different personalities, what should we keep in mind? He is telling Asuras, Devatas, first thing is, go with lot of faith. That you have started some task, have faith that with Bhagavan's grace you will reach the end. Don't start with this doubt, I don't know, I am doing this, whether we will reach our goal or not. He says that is one of the difference between Devatas and Asuras. Asuras don't have devotion to God. Bhagavan says their result will be only exhaustion. They are not going to get anything more out of this work. But if you work righteously, with faith, whatever Amrutam you are seeking, that Amrutam you will get. That is the first advice. Second one is beautiful. He says, whenever things start coming from the ocean, you will have a competition. Who should take what? Bhagavan tells Indra Bhagavan exclusively, precisely, be accommodative. And there is one line in the verse, Na samrabhena siddhyanti sarvarataha santvaya yatha. He says the art of accomplishing a task peacefully is very unique and beautiful than getting it done through anger. Na samrabhena sindhyanti. Samrabhena means through anger, getting things done. Compared to that, there is a great beauty to getting things done with peace. He is telling Indra Bhagwan, this is what I expect you to do. So when different things come, don't just go and snatch it. Be accommodative. Whatever they want, let them take. You will get the right things because I am on your side. That is what happens. Whatever good things were there, everything comes to Devatas. That was the second thing. Be accommodative. What was the first one? Have faith. Third one, he says, don't be afraid of poison. First only he warns Devatas, when you do this project together, you will encounter poison. But with your devotion, you will find a way out. So don't be too afraid with this Visha. Means different experiences which come, unpleasant experiences. If a person is righteous and devoted, the advice to that person is, don't be surprised if poison comes, and don't be afraid if poison comes. And the last one he says, don't covet anything. Don't covet anything means greed is not good for our inner growth. He says, first of all, we should not crave for anything. Kama itself should not be there. But let us say if that is there, you feel like you need that Airavata. And for some reason it doesn't come to you. Bhagavan says, don't get too upset. 4 things he tells Devatas and sends them away. Now Devatas go and meet Raja Bali. He was the king of Asuras. The guards are surprised to see Devatas coming without any weapons. For a moment they think, should we capture them? This is a good chance. They have come to our camp without weapon. But we all know Raja Bali was a great king, very righteous. He said, somebody without weapon, we should not capture. Let us listen to what they have to say. So Indra Bhagwan memorized precisely whatever Bhagwan had told him. Same thing he told Raja Bali. It is said in Bhagavatam. Verbatim he repeated why we should build this friendship, why collaboration is important. And Raja Bali liked that idea. He asked all other ministers, they also liked it. They said, okay, let us do this project together. He understood we have to get what are the implementation plan. First get Mount Mandrachala, then bring Vasuki, then put everything, then start churning. So Devatas and Asuras both go to lift Mount Mandrachala. First they are very powerful. All of them were powerful, Asuras and all. They lifted it. And they thought, this is very easy to lift. If you ever get a doubt how heavy Mount Mandrachala is, you come to our ashram. There we have Panchadhatu Vigrahas. And try to lift one of them. Our Krishnaji will take your help. For some events we lift it. You cannot move it an inch. They have to get a crane to move it. Small crane, that contraption kind of a thing. So Devatas, they lift it, not knowing how heavy this is. So in Bhagavatam, one shloka is there which says, they did not know how heavy it is, and they did not know how long they have to carry it. Lifting is easy, but to hold it for that time and to carry it for that distance. Many problems in life, we lift like that. Many projects in life we lift like that, not knowing how heavy it is and how long we have to carry it. As they were seeing, many asuras started collapsing. Many devatas started collapsing. L1, L5, many of them, such heavy mountain they are holding, all of them started getting backache and so many other things. Right then they prayed to Bhagavan Vishnu. Bhagavan came on his Garuda. There is a nice verse which says, Ikshaya jivayamasa nirjaran nirvranan yatha. All the asuras who were lying wounded, some were even dead, Bhagavan just saw them with compassionate eyes. Everybody turned alive. That is the power of Bhagavan's drishti. And when he saw what was happening, with one hand he lifted Mandrachala, put it on Garud Bhagavan. He sat also on Garud Bhagavan and took that mountain to the shore of the milky ocean. Now the next project was to bring Vasuki. So all Devatas, Asuras, they go to Vasuki and they tell her, when Amrutam comes, you will also have a share. Your poison will become poisonous Amrutam. Very counterintuitive, Vasuki also agreed. There is poison in Vasuki and Devatas promised that it will become Amrutam. So they brought Vasuki, tied it. Bhagavan helped them tie it. They did not know how to tie and how to do this. So he was there, he helped them tie. Now while he was tying, Bhagavan held the face of Vasuki. That is where he ended his tying process. Now Devatas are such, wherever Bhagavan is, there they will go. So all of them went to the head, held on to the head of Vasuki. Asuras felt insulted. They said, now we have to hold the tail. Between head and tail, head is the most important part. And tail is unimportant. Are we less than these Devatas? We also have studied Vedas. This is said in Bhagavatam. They say, we also have studied Vedas, we also know to chant. Why should only Devatas hold the face? And you know what they did? They just stood quietly on this side with their head down. This is not new, form of protest. Just stood quietly on this side, not saying anything, not protesting also, but saying that, Bhagavan, we are not happy with you because we are going to hold the tail. Bhagavan is antaryami, you don't have to speak. He understood what these asuras are thinking. He quietly went and held the tail. What did Devatas do? Went along with Bhagavan, held the tail. Asuras came and held the head. Now slowly the churning started. Such a huge mountain, imagine how that churning must be. If you have a simple stone, you put it in water, it sinks. Mount Mandrachala is kept in milky ocean. It also started to sink. Devatas, they started the project. Asura started also. But they had no plans what to do if these difficulties come. Their only support was pray to Bhagavan. So again that mountain started sinking. Whole project could have gone haywire. Bhagavan appeared as Kachapa Rupa, as a turtle, and supported the mountain from bottom, from below. And it is said when that mountain was churning, Vasuki, with the help of Vasuki, Bhagavan was supporting it from beneath. Bhagavan felt as though somebody is scratching his back. Only that much he felt. Otherwise he did not even notice that this whole mountain was churning on his back. If you look at it, Devatas are feeling we are doing the churning. Asuras are feeling we are pulling the other side. but the one who is running the show is Bhagavan. There is a nice verse which says, Bhagavan entered Mandrachala mountain as Bhara, the weight. He became Kachapa to bear that weight. In Vasuki, he entered as Nidra, because you could not churn that snake if it was awake. So he entered Vasuki as sleep. He entered Devatas and Asuras as Utsaha, enthusiasm. And everybody was feeling, it is because of me churning is going on. Now when the churning starts, they were thinking lot of things will come. Amrutam will come, this will come, that will come. The first thing that comes is Hala Hala Visha. The poison by the name Hala Hala. It was so powerful that it could destroy and make this like Pralaya time. The whole universe, it could bring Pralaya, Akanda Brahmanda Kshay Chakita Deva Surarapi. Suddenly seeing this destruction coming about, all Devatas got afraid. They said, Bhagavan, what should we do? Hala Hala Visha is there, how to take care of it? Bhagavan said, whenever Visha comes, the one who is capable of dealing with it is somebody who is not involved in it. I am involved in this process of Samudra Manthanam. I cannot do much. So you need to find somebody who is compassionate, at the same time who is not concerned with our whole project. So they say none better than Lord Shiva. He doesn't get involved anywhere. And he is compassionate also. Let us go to him. So all Devatas, they go to Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is seated there, Kailasha. Pray to him. Bhagavan sees all of them are in difficulty. He says, one of the quality of a noble person is to take on difficulty on one's own if it removes other person's difficulty. And there is a nice dialogue between Lord Shiva and Satiji. Because Bhagavan, before drinking poison, informs Satiji. Many people say he took permission from Satiji. But I read the verses. He is just telling her that these are the right things to do. This is what we have to do. And Satiji gives Anumodanam. She gives her permission and Bhagavan takes that Visha. Lord of the universe, so powerful. Even in Bhagavan, that Visha showed result. But it showed in that way that his throat became blue. Only that much. And Bhagavan said, if I swallow it, there are several Brahmandas inside. All of that will get destroyed. If I spit it out, Devatas are standing there, they will get destroyed. So he comfortably held it in his throat. Vikaropishlagyo bhuvana bhayabhanga vyasaninaha. Those who are always engaged in helping others, removing fear of others, even if they have some shortcoming, that becomes their ornamentation. So Lord Shiva is white as camphor, but that blue throat is an ornamentation of Lord Shiva, not a limitation. So now the one reflection question for all of you is, think about an day-to-day example to illustrate this point. That if somebody is striving for welfare of others, that person might have to go through difficulties. And how that difficulty or that so-called limitation is not a limitation, but it is an ornamentation. Contemporary example you have to find in this society, and you have to find Adhyatmika also. As a sadhaka, how forbearing difficulty increases glory even if it is looking like a limitation from outside. Okay. Then different things start emerging. After the poison is taken away, different things start emerging. First thing to emerge is Kamadhenu, cow. It is said whatever comes first, the right over that is of Rishi Munis. Bhagavan must have said, technically speaking, poison came first. But listen, that doesn't count Bhagavan. After the real thing started coming, Kamadhenu cow we need to do our yajna for milk, so we will keep it. Then came the horse Uchchai Shrava. Beautiful. It had sharp pointed ears and ran very fast. Bali Maharaj said, I want it. Indra Bhagwan was well trained by Bhagwan. He said, take what you want. Next came Airavata, which came to Devatas. Then came Kaustubhamani. Bhagwan said, this belongs to me. So he took it. Then came Kalpavruksha, which is there in Swargaloka, wish-fulfilling tree. Then Apsaras were there, they also went to Devatas. If you see the list, majority of the things went to Devatas. Finally, Lakshmi Devi came. She emerged from that ocean. Oh, this portion is very nice. Lakshmi Devi, everybody wanted her. Indra Bhagwan makes an asan for her. All other Devatas, they start doing so many things. All rivers bring water for her Abhishekam. So they do worship her, do their Abhishekam, and everybody is thinking, hope she comes with me. And Lakshmi Devi says, whoever wants me will become smaller than me. I don't want to go with somebody who is smaller than me. So let me find someone who doesn't want me. Then she lists, point different things in those people who are there. Why she doesn't want to go with them. She says this person is a great tapasvi, but he has anger. Another person has lot of knowledge, but desires are not gone. Third person is a great king, but he is dependent upon others. Next one is a dharmic person, does lot of rituals, but his transactions are not sweet. It's a very nice insight into how sadhana should be. So she lists around 5 to 6 points why she doesn't want to go with so and so. Then finally she takes that mala with bees buzzing around it and sees Bhagwan lying there unconcerned. Goes and puts the mala on Bhagwan. Then Bhagwan gives her permanent position on his Vakshasthala. And that is where Lakshmi Devi gets married to Bhagwan Vishnu. Finally, after Lakshmi Devi comes, Dhanvantari Bhagwan emerges with the pot of Amrutam. Dhanvantari Bhagwan is the main Acharya of Ayurveda. The one who started the teachings of Ayurveda, he comes with this Amrutam. They had mixed all the herbs and everything before starting. The result of that was Dhanvantari Bhagwan coming with this Amrutam. Now see the difference. Right when the Amrutam comes, Asuras go and snatch it. So they had come with this pre-planned idea. We are together until Amrutam comes. After it comes, we are Asuras, you are Devatas. they could have snatched, quietly distributed. But Asuri Vritti will bring more conflicts. One who was more powerful snatched it from the other. And those who are less powerful, they started going against Asuras who are more powerful. So they started saying, look at this, we all work together. Devatas also were there. But when the time of Amrutam came, they are not given their share. Who is saying this? Less powerful Asuras. So a lot of conflict happened. Devata said, Bhagwan, what to do? We got this Amrutam, they snatched it away. Bhagwan said, don't worry, I will take care. Bhagwan takes a very beautiful Mohini avatar. When they do Bhagavad Saptaha, every avatar there is Jai Jaikar. Kachapa avatar also we say, Boliye Kachapa Bhagwan ki Jai. Mohini avatar there is no Jai Jaikar. Because that avatar is for deluding. So in Mohini avatar, Bhagwan comes, looks at Devatas, looks at Asuras, and he tells all Devatas and Asuras, what is it that you want? Asuras say they were so infatuated by Mohini avatar. They say all our conflicts only you can resolve. Bhagwan in Mohini avatar, he says, are you sure I can resolve? You just met me. How can you trust? What if I deceive you? With these words, Asuras feel more trust in Mohini avatar. They say, if at all anybody can resolve, it is you only. So they say, this is the Amrutam. You resolve this conflict. So Mohini avatar Bhagwan, he says, only on one condition. Whatever I do, right or wrong, you should not question. Asuras accept. So Bhagwan tells all Devatas to sit in one line, all Asuras to sit in another line. And nicely he comes. You know Mohini avatar, where it comes another time? Bhasmasura. Very good in dance. So all the graceful dance moves, Bhagwan comes with that kalasham. Devatas are sitting, Bhagwan gives Amrutam to Devatas and a very beautiful smile to Asuras. Another Amrutam to Devatas, another smile to Asuras. You see Manovritti how it is. In Bhagavatam it is said, Asuras were hesitant to say a word because they were afraid of losing Mohini. They were afraid to say a word because she might get angry and go away, and her condition is also there. They should not question whatever right or wrong she does. By this time, there was one Asura who realized something is fishy. His name was Rahu. Quietly he comes and sits between Surya and Chandra. Bhagwan did not notice it, but when he gave Amrutam to Rahu, he swallowed it. Right at that time, Surya and Chandra, they shouted, Bhagwan, this is not Devata, he is an Asura. There Bhagwan took his Sudarshan Chakra, gave moksha to Rahu. But because that Amrutam had already entered his mouth, his head became immortal. Digestive system is absent for Rahu. Whatever he eats, there is nothing to digest after it. From that day onwards, he is very much upset with Surya and Chandra. Grahana, eclipse when it comes, he tries to devour both of them. But because nothing is there beneath, he swallows from one side, sun comes out from other side. That is Rahu Kala. So with this, the Amrutam is again given to Devatas. They regain their power back. Shukdev Ji Maharaj summarizes the whole Samudra Manthanam for us. He tells Parikshit Ji, did you notice something? Devatas and Asuras started the same project for the same goal, at the same place, at the same time. Same project of Samudra Manthanam, same goal of attaining Amrutam, same place of Kshirasagara. At the same time they started. But both got different result. Devatas got Amrutam, became immortal. Asuras had conflict and lost all their power. Because one followed the lotus feet of the Lord and another went against Bhagavan. Now another question we might get, why did Bhagavan take side of Devatas? If both were churning, how come he helped only Devatas? That also you can reflect. Last point that Shukdev Ji Maharaj says, whenever we work in the world minus God, no matter how hard we try, it will always give rise to Bheda Buddhi. Bheda Buddhi means, I am different, world is different, people around me are different. And when we work with devotion to God, everything gets merged into Bhagavan. We don't see person as person, we see person as Bhagavan. We don't see world as world, we see world as Bhagavan. So that is this Leela of Samudra Manthanam. This was just the story part. The symbolic meaning I didn't even go into. But we are out of time. 8:10. If we get time in the next session, I'll just hint about it. I hope all of you noted down your questions. There are more reflection questions also. The point is, how do we take this, do more mananam and make it relatable to children? Okay, that's where you will discuss and then share your ideas. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.